Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to An Evening at XQ's. My name is Sarah Lamontagne, and I will be your host for this evening. As you know, XQ's loves to showcase local talent, whether it be photographers, painters, mixed media artists, and of course, local musicians. Tonight, we have the pleasure of welcoming to the stage an artist who has years of experience in performance under his belt, who will charm you with his exciting and dynamic stage presence, and will surely make you fall in love with his music. Please welcome to the stage, Curtis Newton.
Thank you. That's probably the best introduction I've ever had. Top 2 for sure. Thank you, welcome. I'll just get right into it, I guess. How was the food? Great? Fantastic. Down here at XQ's on Sargent. Come see Sal. Look, he cleans the bar as well as serves. Look at that. Little plug for you, man. They'll probably edit it out. I know the face. I know that name. I know that everybody don't look the same. I hear that voice inside my head. It translates everything everybody says. But a second chance was my first mistake. I gotta break even if I'll break. Then you came ready or not, honey, you got what it takes to take what I got. I can't tell what my eyes have seen. Words I hear and what they mean. Wish I knew why you do the thing you do. But that's why I no longer envy you. Second chance was my first mistake. I got to break even if I'm brave. Then you came ready or not, honey, you got what it takes. Take what I got, yeah. Thank you. Are we doing one more, or are we doing this right now?
So the evenings like this at XQ's, we really like to focus on you and your story and what inspires you. And so I was just wondering, could you start from the basics and tell me and the audience your story?
Well.
Or your musical journey, maybe to be more precise.
Well, when I was about 16, 17, my uncle had a guitar and it always lay in the corner when we were there for Christmas or any holiday. And I used to just bang it and don't know where to put your fingers. And then I went to a music camp in University, Manitoba, mini camp. I went to a music camp, and there was a guy there that knew how to make sounds, really good sounds, with that thing I'd always seen in the corner. It's like, oh, you can do that with that thing? And that sparked my interest enough for me to talk about it like you do as a teenager. You talk and you talk. And my mom said, well, we'll get maybe a cheap Yamaha, and the rest is, as they say, now I have 17 guitars. It started with a Yamaha.
And how would you describe your style of music and how it's evolved over the years?
I started blues. I started going to see Big Dave McLean on my 18th birthday. My dad took me to see Big Dave McLean at Times Change. And then I started going to the jam nights there, and Dave told me what to listen to. Dave was a great teacher. He told me you should listen to this, because at that point I was like, Stevie Ray Vaughan is amazing and Eric Clapton, but then he said go back and find out who's their inspiration, because I mean inspiration and creativity, and especially when you get into the making your own original songs, the originality is just the art of concealing your sources. You take everything you've learned and you kind of put it together like Play-Doh. And that's what comes out is that's you. I got a little bit of this guy and this guy and this guy. Did I steal it? Sure. Is there copyright infringement? Music is, ripe with it right now. There's only 8 notes. There's only so many places you can go, and so many times you can sing about a girl in a certain way. So the music industry is screwed. So that's it. That's me. Just everything that I've, inspiration becomes interpretation, and that's it.
And so even today, you identify more as a blues artist, or do you identify with other styles as well?
Probably, yeah. I mean, the songs you'll hear tonight, I don't know. We might talk about them later, but I sing blues and R&B and funk and rock music with the band by myself. I've been with Ron Paley singing for Ron for 18 years. Yeah, with the orchestra. He's fantastic. I love Ron. Oh, there you go. If Ron's watching, he's an amazing man. My first show was in 1999, so about 19 years ago, and I stuck with it. I sought out Ron and got to play with an orchestra, and that started that vessel of learning big band era stuff, and Louis Prima and some great artists that brought me into the horns and the big band sound. But that sort of stuck and maybe made its way into my original songs. My original songs are like nothing that I play. I don't know. I just write them. They come out of me in a certain way. Maybe they sound like this. I don't even know what they are. And this is actually kind of funny because I never play them in any of my shows. So I had to go learn them. I've got hundreds of them, but yeah, it's I don't know. They just kind of come out maybe in verse and melody first. Is this a long segment? I got 8 more to go.
Well, let's hear some then.
Okay, sir. Sounds like a sad song. Hard to tell what I feel anymore. I keep on playing those games, but I don't keep score. How am I supposed to win when you know the shape I'm in? Hard for me to say what I feel anymore. Got that field of dreams. I can't make first base. How am I supposed to win when you know the shape I'm in? Nobody seems to understand. They all trying to help and lend a hand. Problem isn't what you know. See, the problem is finding somewhere to go. Hard for me see what's wrong. That's why I went and wrote this here song. Tells you how I've been. Now you know the shape I'm in. But nobody seems to understand. Everybody's trying to help and lend that hand. The problem isn't what you know. See, the problem is finding somewhere to go. How's the dessert? Everybody, round of applause for the dessert. You and I don't see eye to eye, standing back to back. Won't tell us why. It's a metaphor, in case you didn't know. So turn around, let's go toe to toe. Here we are, standing face to face. Pull you in for a warm embrace. I think it's time we had a heart-to-heart. Day to day, we seem to grow apart. I say now and then, time and again. Who knows why, where, or when? What do I do? We don't even speak hand in hand, tongue in cheek, day after day, day after day after day. I'm singing day after day, day after day after day. I still remember word for word conversation that I overheard. Moment by moment, tear after tear, my life grew dark as the truth became clear. Now and then, time and again, who knows why, where, or when? What do I do? We don't even speak hand in hand, tongue in cheek, day after day, day after day after day. I'm singing day after day after day after day after day. Thank you. I've never played that song live.
You did a fantastic job.
It's like somebody at home when they, you painters out there, you paint a picture, but you never bring it out.
So you'd spoken a little bit about your process the last time we spoke, like 5 minutes ago, and you talked about how it just kind of came out. You didn't know exactly where it was going, but you would just write it.
Yeah.
However, I was wondering a little more about where the inspiration comes from. Do you pull from the good things in life? Do you pull from heartbreak? Do you pull from your favorite food? Like the one at XQ's?
Amazing food. How's the dessert? Oh, yeah. Right there, big fan. Where do I get my inspiration from? I might sing some depressing songs. I just realized a lot of my songs tonight I might have to switch it up. They seem a little down, I know. I'm doing okay. My life is great. Sometimes it's not always about myself. Sometimes I see things through other people's eyes or experiences. I mean, you turn on any drama, go on Netflix, and 8 out of 10 movies have some sort of, there's a depressing moment. Or relationships or stuff like that. Anyways, I don't know where I draw from. Probably just when I open my eyes and go through the day, you see everything.
And your next song, it's called Sail Away, I believe.
It's a happy song.
It's a happy song, woo! And that's inspired by the place, is it not?
Yes, Cabarete, Dominican Republic. I spent 5 years, for 5 months every year. I used to go down there for about 4 or 5 years and play at the Lazy Dog Beach Bar and Grill, right in Cabarete. Ocean happy hour every day. It was amazing. And now I don't go there anymore. And that's why I write sad songs.
Yeah, well, at least now you can sing about it. You might not go, but you can still sing about it.
I can.
Here, right now.
This song is brought to you by Little Brown Jug. Baby, come on, let's sail away. Grab the wind and feel that ocean sway. Where there's not a soul but you and me. When there's no more fears. And we'll grab that sunset lawn. See it disappear. Baby, come on, let's fly away. spread our wings and have a holiday. But there's not a soul, you and me. There's no more fear. And we'll grab that sunset long, see it disappear. We'll grab that sunset, disappear. I said, baby, come on, let's fly away. We gonna spread our wings, we gonna have a holiday. But there's not a soul but you and me when there's no more fears. And we'll grab that sunset, ooh, Lord, see him disappear. And we'll grab that sunset and disappear. Three, two. I'm sitting in my room. I'm still dancing to the same old tune I was 1 year ago. I think you knew, but I just thought you should know why. Did it just fall? I don't have a plan. I give up on living lies. I'm a lonely man. I'm watching my TV, but I feel like everybody's watching me. Driving in my car, people know me, but I don't know who they are. Can you tell this far? I don't have a plan. I gave up on living lies. Now I'm a lonely man. I gave up on living lies. I'm a lonely man. Thank you. If I could only go talk to myself 17 years ago, I'd tell me it's going to be okay. There's life outside that room. How's everybody doing out there? You guys all right? You out of the house tonight? You're out. You got to think about what you're wearing. Nah, just whatever. Did you even look in the mirror before you left? Anybody? Show of hands. Who looked in the mirror before they left? Come on, be honest. Oh my God, there's a lot of people that didn't even look. What happens when you get older? Less windows, less mirrors? We're gonna put up a wall here and make the fence 20 feet tall. All right, that's not how you sound, but. Wish Wish I would have been there when you walked through that maze. Hard making choices when there's so many ways. Walls came closing in, room filled up and dark. You decided to take that easy way out. Had an angel in your arms, devil under your skin. Wish I would have been there when you made up your mind. Picked up all your reasons, leave your crazy lies behind. You said point me to the river, lead me from the drought. Then you lost your will and took that easy way out. Had an angel in your arms, devil under your skin. I said if you only knew what she loved and how she grew. Does it make a sound when she whispers through the ground? When she lays the flowers 6 feet above your head, do you spin your grave? She could forget, still think you're better off dead. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You said point me to the river, lead me from the drought. You lost your will and took that easy way out. Had an angel in your arms and the devil under your skin. You had an angel in your arms and the devil under your skin. Don't ask me about that song. Okay.
And
Hi.
so, hi. And so, when we'd spoken about what inspires you, you'd told us that it was a mix of things, nothing in particular.
Right.
And the last 3 songs really spoke to that, because I caught one that was about a very happy place. I caught one about like being a creature of comfort,
Yeah.
in a sense,
Yeah.
and then something that sounded much sadder.
I had a great room, by the way, at my. I grew up in River Park South. Went to George McDowell and Glenlawn. Yeah. Any Lions here? Go Lions. Really? All right. There we go. That's it.
And you had said that you'd written about over 100 songs.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And I know this is a very difficult question. However, is there one song that tickles your fancy more than the others?
Yeah, I wrote I'll play the next song. It's kind of a weird one. I wrote it when I was 27, a while back. I'm 43 now. 16 years ago, and it's kind of a quirk. I wrote it, it's the only song I wrote while lying on my couch. So that's kind of a neat thing, I guess.
And so the next song that you're about to play is your favorite song?
Probably, yeah, because I wrote it on the couch.
And what's it about,
It's
besides laying on the couch?
Oh, I can tell you. It's called Blind Man. I was lying on my couch listening to CNN. There was some war. America's always at war. And I closed my eyes. I was listening to CNN. I'm like, what is a blind man? Nothing. I hope you got to watch. There's microaggressions now, and you can't talk about any certain fact of. Anyways, I pictured myself as a blind man lying on the couch because I had my eyes closed. I was probably tired or hungover. I thought, what does a blind man what kind of pictures in his head or imagination does he have while listening to this news that is very aggressive, I guess, with like a Hollywood soundtrack? Tonight on CNN, like it just, and then all of a sudden, war, like it just. I thought, what does a blind man think? Is it fear? Is he scared too? Because I can see the TV, and there's like a ticker tape of like basketball scores underneath it. So it kind of seems like, hey, we're okay. The Cavaliers are winning. I don't know. While there's like, yeah. So.
Well, I'm sure we would all love to hear it now.
Sure. Okay. Is it the next one on the list? I don't even know.
It is.
Okay, great. In the middle of the room, there's coffee on the table, lit cigarette, and a blind man watching cable singing, boy, that world sounds like it looks funny. If you close your eye, you'll see it's not so sunny. But I tried to swim to shore, but I'm farther than I was before. Tried moving twice as fast, I think I'm in first place. They tell me I'm last. In the middle of a thought, he got my attention. He turned my way and he started to mention, singing, boy, do you see what I hear? Everything you see is everything you fear. Well, I tried to swim to shore, but I'm farther than I was before. Tried moving twice as fast, I think I'm in first place. They tell me I'm last, but there is no one on my side. Tried to take that test, but I get denied. Is it always like this? I'm almost convinced. Seems like no one's got my back. I tried to run the race, but they pushed me off the track. On the television, that newsman spoke. People are dying and everybody's broke. Blind man say, boy, do you see what I hear? Most what you see is everything you fear. Well, I tried to swim to shore, farther than I was before. Tried moving twice as fast, I think I'm in first place. I'm still last, oh, there is no on my side. Tried to take that test, I get denied. Is it always like this? I'm almost convinced. It seems like no one's got my back. I tried to run that race, but they pushed me off the track. Thank you.
You had mentioned that an artist that had inspired you was McLean.
Dave McLean.
Dave
Big
McLean.
Dave, yeah.
And I was wondering if any of his music finds itself in your
yeah.
own, or if there are other musicians as well who...
For my guitar playing, I stole a lot from, borrowed a lot from Brent Parkin, probably, amazing guitar player. But Dave, probably having fun on stage. Dave is such an entertainer, and he's authentic, very authentic. So just you watch somebody and you emulate them in other ways, just the way Dave is. He's a jokester. He's there and he's having fun with it. And some artists you see there and they just, it's a paycheck, I guess. I mean, I'm not making anything to be here tonight. I love it. I like playing. It's fun. I've never played my original songs, and it's fun. So if you're doing it for the right reasons, if you're doing it because I just enjoy playing, like the song about my room. I used to sit in my room, and it was like I had the greatest concert that night that nobody knew about. I still feel that way. Like I play, or some people write, not to show anybody. They just write, keep a journal. This was sort of my journal growing up, and my therapy, and my way of dealing with things. So I can continue to be, to contribute or be happy or deal with things, because I've had I've been basically happy. I mean, we all go through ups and downs. We all feel emotion, but I take that emotion And you check it when you come on stage, or you use it a little bit. But when you write, it's always a great way through the arts, whether you, like I said, paint or whatever your thing is. You can be a hockey player and take out your aggression at an old-timers league. I mean, I used to take my aggression out on the ice too. That's a good way to take out your aggression. But for some emotions that are more raw, you can't go on the ice and start crying. You're never. I just had the worst day. I'm like, and then, no way. So maybe this was a way to deal with that other side. I don't know. But I played hockey and I loved it, and I played guitar and I love that too. This was never about performing for me. It was always about resolution, I guess. And it came from that and trying to emulate. You see people like B.B. King was probably one of my idols. I met B.B. King, and it was one of the most amazing moments. I went down to Chicago with my father and some friends from like Dan Aykroyd, who I met too. Went down to Chicago, and that to me was like the Mecca. If your country, it's Nashville, or jazz, it's New York. I went down to Chicago, and I ended up getting up on stage with this guy, Rico McFarlane, who's a legend. It was just an amazing night. So it was a moment like that sort of, there was a certain, it was all worth it moment, because I would sit there and I would just try to emulate a bunch of dead blues players. Like really, they're not alive anymore. They had some heartache, they drank a lot, and they sung about things, everything from a Cadillac to a train to a girl to whiskey. And then to go to Chicago was like, that was my moment where, there's probably 50 people in this bar on Halstead, Blues on a Halstead, next to the Kingston Mines. And it was just, and I read about these places. You read about chess records and you go through that history. And when you're able to sort of be at that corner, whether it's a Haight-Ashbury or Beale Street, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or New Orleans, you're there. You're in the French Quarter and you're actually there. And it's one of those moments, if you have a certain thing that really attracts you to something, you should go there and just stand there. And then there's something that happens, whether it's Paris or anyways. How long is this segment?
It's as long as you want it to be.
But that's what music does for me. It brings me to a place or a feeling or an emotion.
And being here tonight on stage in front of this lovely audience.
Very lovely.
Let's give you guys a round of applause, actually. How does that make you feel? Like, what's your favorite part of being on stage and in front of these people, and even more so performing your own songs?
It's a definite balancing act. I played on stages. I'm not going to mention the restaurants, but the restaurants where you go and it's very loud, lots of glass, and you can hear every conversation. Those can be fun if you can win the crowd. I think for me, music is, in a social setting, is just about, can we all just sit and, because music is very, like, it's about, hearing. Audible. It's not visual. It can't be visual. I mean, if you're watching Bruno Mars or certain female performers, then I'm like, oh, that's all right. And she can sing. But for some, you look at them and go, wow, that girl can sing. Like when you listen to, like, Adele, if you're ever going to see Adele live, that girl can sing. Like, wow, can she sing? Or back in my generation growing up, like Whitney Houston, come on. Like Whitney Houston, that girl can sing. Or Aguilera, Christina Aguilera. Like there's some, just to name women, but there's certain men that can, holy crap. Remember Van Halen? All their singers? Like, those guys can sing. And what's the other one? Just a small town girl. Journey, come on. Like, that's like sick to me. That's just, how the hell does that guy do that? So to me, like, he had those moments where there's the whole entire arena singing with him. He must have had hairs on the back of his, his ass standing up. Can I say that on it? All right, on the back of his ass standing up. He must have been so happy. But I think it's that connection you strive for. Like, are you feeling this too? Or are you like, do you know what I'm saying? Or do you can you hear what I'm saying? I don't know. There's a certain connection. And that's what drew me to artists. And maybe you sort of try to be that person, but at the end of the day, you're stuck with what you got. I can do is, This is my voice. This is. They don't have the surgery yet to alter your voice. Next time I'm singing the blues. Maybe next time, I don't know. So anyways, yeah.
And I believe you have 2 more songs for us this evening.
Yes.
So let's hear them. You have an incredible voice, by the way.
Thank
you
you.
don't need the surgery to change your voice.
Thank you. What are the songs? I can't remember. Oh, these are, oh my God. So I'm ending on a real down note, but you know what? If you edit this part out, stick around. I'm going to play some other happy songs out of this. Thank you. These songs mean a lot to me, though. You never answer when I call your name. Dead house is empty, but my thoughts remain. She paints her eyes to hide the color they become. She may lose that battle and forever be a shadow that will never see the sun. Oh no, words are spoken, but it's much too late. It's hard to save somebody that you helped create. She paints her eyes to hide the color they become. She may lose that battle and forever be a shadow that will never see the sun. Oh no, she may lose that battle and forever be a shadow that will never see the sun. See the sun. Thank you. I just realized this is a song I wrote for a funeral. It was a long time ago. I just realized how depressing. Sorry. This is a beautiful song. I love this song. This is probably one of my favorite songs. I'll tell the story of this song. I used to play at the King's Head pub. I started Sunday nights there. They kept it going with all the King's men. I don't know how many Winnipeggers remember this, but I used to play, actually, I used to play in a band with Craig Fotheringham for 15 years. That's actually Craig's guitar. I got that from his son 1 month ago. It's a 1980s Taylor 610. It's one of the best, it is the best present I ever got. I'm going to sing it on the last song. But this song, this guy, Kerry Martinson, he used to come with his dad every Sunday to see us play. And then his dad, they were dancing machines. His dad passed away. Can you play the funeral? And I wrote a song about, you know, it's called Sunday Night. He used to come down Sunday night. So I'm going to try that guitar. By the way, it was a pleasure playing here today. It's great. Sunday night, something ain't right. There's an empty space. That familiar face ain't here tonight. Band plays on, but there's something wrong. 'Cause the laughter and the noise, they're all missing one important voice. I can't tell you what it means to me. If you could send down for one more memory. I know nothing I can do, but through all our stress stress, I still express those words. Thank you for that wonderful soul. Thank you, was so beautiful. Time goes by, always dedicate one to the skies. From the heavens cloud to the empty crowd, he gon' be by our side. Can't tell you what it means to me. You could send him down for one more memory. I know nothing I can do, but through all my stress I still express those words. Thank you for that wonderful soul. Thank you, it was so beautiful. Thank you, even though I feel pain. Thank you, 'cause the memories remain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gents, for being with us here tonight. And a big, huge thank you to you, Curtis Newton, for being here. And are we all in love with his songs yet? Yes? All right. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. And again, thank you for being here with us today at an evening at Excuse. Thank you.
Thank you.